The Browns have been playing on the same plot of land on the shores of Lake Erie since they came into existence in 1946. Its neighbors today include the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Great Lakes Science Center. Drop at the 26-yard line. The Browns will set up shop at the 26-yard line. He's under a heavy rush. Tackle was made by William Moore.
And that's good quarterback play. He recognized the blitz, he understood what was happening with the coverage behind it, and found the open man.
Tosses it out. He makes his way to about the 42.
Nothing makes a defensive coordinator cringe more than seeing that kind of run, because then it sets up the play action, and there's almost no way to stop an offense if you can't stop the run and you have to deal with play action.
Stays on his feet.
Well, they brought the blitz that time. The offensive line did a pretty good job recognizing it. They got the blocks, but the back was still able to get out of there for a nice gain.
Short throw to the right. So the kicker comes out to try and put 3 points on the board. They'll be looking at a 49-yard try. And it's good. Here's a look at the drive summary presented by Sprint. Makes it to the 22.
First drives of the game, in my opinion, are just so important. It just sets the tempo for the entire game. I tend to want to go opposite my game plan. If I think that I can run the football against the defense, I tend to come out and want to throw it early to make them back up a little bit.
He gets to about the 34-yard line before he's wrestled to the ground. From their own 34-yard line. He didn't get back to the line.
For me, there's nothing more impressive in football than to see a cover quarterback able to come up and make the stops on the run. That's a complete football player.
Toss. Turner was there to bring him down.
Tom, that was a run blitz on that play. They brought the middle linebacker effectively filling all the gaps, and there was simply nowhere for the running back to go.
Gets the pass away. Johnson makes the tackle.
You know, tight ends may not come up with those real explosive plays down the field all the time, but they sure are a nice target for the quarterback.
Straight ahead with a fullback. They pick up a good 6 yards there. That'll bring up second down. Got it off barely. Interception. And he just got hammered. The defense forces an early mistake, and sometimes that'll trigger a huge momentum shift. Under heavy pressure, Javon Hay gets to the quarterback for the first time this year. Passes it out. Nearly picked off. He should have had that one. Wayne Boat was the intended receiver on the play.
Here we go. Let's go, baby.
He's laying it out there. Right through his hands. He almost had the pick. The defender gets a hand on it, and that will bring up fourth down.
And those are the kind of big third down plays you have to have on defense to get the ball back and give your team a chance on offense.
He gets out to about the 48-yard line. The Ravens suffered an interception on their last possession. They'll give it off here.
Well, that's what happens when defensively you get every gap covered. There is simply nowhere to go with the football. No chance for the running back that time.
Throws it short. He tries to spin, and he is dropped. He gunned that one in there for the first down, didn't he?
He really did, and when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, they don't move their arm any faster. You see them driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
There for the reception.
Boy, that's just a special play right there. You see these great athletes on occasion, the ball's thrown up, and it's just a jump ball, go get it kind of situation, and he went up and made a great play there. Those are the kind that quarterbacks don't soon forget. If you can make a quarterback move his feet, if you can make him a little uncomfortable, the timing of those deep routes are just thrown off.
Comes down with it.
Well, when you have a talented running back like this, you always have to account for him. That time, a nice play-action pass opened it up down the field.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback.
It is just so difficult for offensive lines to account for the safety. Typically, that's the one free runner that you have. And if you have a top-flight safety back there that can come in and make those kinds of plays, it really helps you run defense. You know, that's the kind of pass pattern I used to always love to run, because if the defense is even a little bit lax in their coverage, it's pretty easy to get that one in there.
He'll try the end zone. The Baltimore Ravens use 8 plays to go half the length of the field.
Matt Ryan is really just born to play this position. He has great instincts, good arm strength, throws such a nice ball, and all of his teammates really trust him. They know they can count on him to do everything within his power to win the game.
Hit and dropped at the 18-yard line. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. Dumps it out right.
Nice play there. It's only 7 yards, but that's the kind of underneath throw that eventually opens up some throws down the field.
Passes the ball. He makes another catch. The defense just didn't match up well on that play.
Yeah, tough to match up one-on-one in man coverage against that wide receiver. He's pretty good.
Rodgers gives it up the middle.
Well, the halfback delay is really one of those plays that you're dependent upon the defensive lineman really believing it's a pass and trying to attack the quarterback. That time, those defensive linemen, they didn't believe.
Tackle was made by Tyson Jackson.
And they really ran right into the blitz. That's a time that a veteran quarterback should have changed the play at the line of scrimmage. You could see the blitz coming. He didn't audible and only came away with a short gain.
Has time. Gets the pass away. Pass is complete. Bond was there on the tackle. What happened there, Chris?
Well, they got caught in man-to-man coverage on that play, and I couldn't tell if the defender slipped a little bit or not. Maybe he just got beat on the play.
Throws it. Hasn't missed yet on this drive.
The Browns are putting together a good-looking drive here. That's their 3rd first down.
Still a lot of time left, but at the end of one, the score is 7-3. Ravens. First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 19. They give it to the tailback. He gets out to about the 18-yard line before he is caught and tackled. Another run. Still on his feet. Williams picks up a yard on the play. This is the 9th play of this drive. Thomas gets the carry left side. Thomas with his first rush of the game. This one should be makeable. Looking at a 30-yard field goal attempt. And he missed it wide left.
Oh, come on. You have to be kidding me. You can't miss a field goal that short. Just send one of the defensive tackles in. He can make it from that far.
On the ground with a tailback. Gains his way to the 40-yard line. Laurinaitis was there to bring him down. He needs to get the pass off. And he caught it.
Yeah, the defense came with pressure, but they couldn't quite get to the quarterback, and they paid a price. He got it out of there, picked up a nice gain.
And he will lose yardage on the play.
And if you can make a running back hesitate just a little, that time you could see there really was no hole, and the running back was just fishing for a place to go.
Here's the give. Tackle was made by Jenkins. Brown gains about a yard on the play. Is there for the catch. Jackson is there on the tackle.
The Ravens are getting on a bit of a roll here. Nice play calling and good execution. The defense looks a little confused right now.
Here's the throw. They get him down, but the Ravens will have a 1st and goal.
Matt Ryan hasn't missed yet on this drive. He's an accurate passer, and he's got a good sense of timing in that pocket.
Here's the give. Is it a touchdown? They say, yes, it is a touchdown.
What a run that was. He was trapped behind the line of scrimmage. It looked like he was going to go down for a big loss. Instead, he breaks the tackle and runs it in for the touchdown.
He brings it back to the 23. A missed field goal ended their last drive. Let's see if they can put something together. Short throw. Caught and dropped. They'll get 9 yards on the play. Short yardage situation here, 2nd and a yard. Williams drops it. And the defense has it. To the 20. Touchdown, Ravens.
And more teams are practicing doing that. When the ball's on the ground, they want to be able to scoop it and score with it. Perfectly executed that time.
It's good. Let's take a look at the sprint drive summary. He gets to the 26. It was a tough series last time out, giving up the fumble and the touchdown on the same play. Will they bounce back here?
When you get that kind of pressure, a lot of times the play will result in something worse than just an incompletion.
Here we go.
Under pressure, he felt the heat that time and was forced to throw it away quickly.
3rd down. 319.
Dumps it out left. The defense had their number during that last series as they go 3 and out.
Not a very creative sequence of play calling that time. They just never seem to get anything going on that drive.
Brings this one back to the 37-yard line. The Ravens have scored touchdowns on their last 2 possessions, so they'll look to keep momentum on their side. Throws it out. Makes the catch. Huge hit.
I know we all talk about 40-yard dash times in the NFL, but as a receiver, if you are a great route runner and you understand what the defenses are trying to do to you, it doesn't matter if you run a 4.340. If you can get in and out of your cuts like this guy, you will always be able to play.
Passes it. Brings it in. Jenkins is there to bring him down.
The Ravens are picking up nice yardage just about every time they go to the air. I'm not sure what's happening with the defense right now, but they seem a little out of sorts.
Here's the pass. Turner bats it away. Turner was defending on the play.
Second down.
And it's completed. Hit hard at the 18.
The Ravens are doing a pretty good job in the passing game. The receivers are finding some space in the secondary, and the ball is getting there on time.
Derek Johnson makes the tackle. Brown gets 7 yards on the play. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Really impressive play that time by this defensive line. It wasn't just one guy, but every guy up front just dominating their guy at the point of attack.
Flips it out short. And he's dropped as soon as he makes the catch.
The Ravens are having some success getting the ball down the field on this drive. This offense is clicking.
That's what we are.
Here's a pitch left side. Brown lost the ball. Referee's going to have to dig to the bottom of this pile to see who came away with it. Baker picks it up off the ground. The Ravens are able to win the football. They keep possession. This one was close enough that the booth wants to take another look.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. He was pretty close to being down before that ball came out. This one could really go either way.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is overturned.
What a saving play. They'll reverse the call on this fumble.
You know, it's just not easy to see when the runner is down, and that time the officials took their time, able to take a second look, and they got it right.
And they'll run him again. Brown picks up 2 yards with the carry. It's 3rd and goal, 5 yards away from a score. Again with the run.
When you talk about guys who can make people miss, his name is right at the top of that list. Really incredible elusiveness, especially in tight spaces.
And the point after is good. Here's your sprint drive summary. He makes it to the 20.
First down.
Let's go.
1st and 10.
Yeah, we got to get it done as a group. No, baby, you good. You good.
Just missed that time, bringing him down for a sack, but great pressure to force an incompletion.
Aggressive, baby. Get ready.
Passes to his left. That's the 3rd ball he's brought in. It's third down now, just about the length of the football away from the first down marker. Throws it. There for the catch.
Patience for a wide receiver is just so key. He's able to manipulate that defense, set them up one play, come back with the exact same look, and break off of it the next. Beautifully run.
He rolls right. He's there for the catch.
It's tough to pay too much attention to a running back in the passing game because at least half the time they're staying in the block. So when they do slip out, occasionally they can hit you for a big play.
Cleveland calls a timeout, and that was their first timeout. Butler gets the pick, and he's hammered at the 10-yard line. And that throw will cost them possession.
Well, you always hear that sometimes it's better to just take a sack, and clearly there it would have been. Of course, it's really easy for us to say we don't have those 300-pound guys chasing us.
Brown on the handoff. Brown gets about a yard on the play.
I'm going wide. I'm going wide. Black 35. Black 35. One back. Check, check, check. Queens up, Queens left. Hut, hut. We got action, baby. AMG. I ain't nasty. Let's go. Right. What's the deal, y'all?
And it looks like we have a flag down on the play. He's still going. And this one looks like it's going to come back.
Oh, yeah. Don't you do that.
Second and 13 coming up here. Ball on the 7. Hands it off. Time for a short break as we send you to the studio for stats and highlights.
Thanks, Tom. We hope you guys have been enjoying the action. Top plays from the first half. Here you go. Taking a look at the stats from your game now, Baltimore racked up over 200 yards in the first half. Witten has 5 catches. Baltimore is on top 28-3.
Welcome back to Cleveland. Brought down at the 31. The Ravens have been very efficient. 3 touchdowns each of the last 3 times out there. Gets the ball away. Laurinaitis has it. Donald Brown is there on the tackle.
Well, in a game like this, when you have such a big lead, I guess you can afford to take a few more chances. But let's give the defense credit. After a tough day, they came up with a big one there.
They'll give it off here. Hay hits him for a loss at the 42.
Yeah, it really just throws you off rhythm to have a play that gains nothing. You know, you're going to get something, 2, 3, 4 yards, and it keeps you in that rhythm. But when a defense makes a play like that, it really throws your offense off.
To the 10. Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns put up 6 on a 3-play, 40-yard drive.
Aaron Rodgers got the job done there, and we've seen him do it so many times over the years. That's the thing with him. He comes through time after time.
Extra point is good. Here's a look at the drive summary presented by Sprint. From his own goal line. He makes it back to the 25. The Ravens turned the ball over on an interception their last time out. The pass is away. Atari Bigby was there to bring him down. They line up at the 43. He doesn't need a rush here. Falls incomplete.
And sometimes I think quarterbacks get so cautious on throws like that because they don't want to turn the football over. Give your guy a chance to make a play down the field.
They'll give it off here. They tackle him for a loss.
And when the defense gets that kind of penetration, it just disrupts everything for an offense. They have to get that guy blocked.
Gets the pass off. Down the sideline. That catch puts him over 100 yards receiving.
Not much doubt, is there, Tom, as to who this quarterback likes. He found the guy that he's most comfortable with, and he doesn't care which coverage you're in. He's going to this guy.
Excellent game through the air will set them up with 1st and 10 once again. He's running out of time. Knocked down. And they can't complete the first down pass attempt. 2nd down coming up.
Second down.
The halfback with the carry. James Laurinaitis was there on the tackle.
Well, that time the outside linebacker came on the run blitz. They got some penetration and shut down the play.
There for the reception. He lost yardage on the play. Looks to be a loss of about 2 on the play. And it's good. Let's take a look at the Sprint drive summary. Still going. The Browns got the ball into the end zone on their last possession.
Let's be smart. Let's pay them. They can't stop us.
Passing. Comes down with it.
It really is so much the key to football. You talk all the time about you have to establish a run. Well, there you see why. You establish the run, and then you come with the play-action pass. Just so hard to defend.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. Williams gains about a yard on the play. He took a shot at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think that was a designed quarterback run on that one. He simply couldn't find anybody open, saw a running lane, and boy, that didn't stay open for very long either.
Rodgers has great protection. Javon Hay records his 2nd sack of the game. He brings it in at the 14.
The Ravens' last possession bogged down after starting off so well. They marched right down the field, but then had to settle for 3.
Gets the pass out. Pass falls incomplete.
It's showtime,
2nd
baby.
down for the offense after that incomplete pass.
Let's get this thing started, baby. Crisscross, baby, crisscross. Everybody make plays. Set.
Pass is complete. Tackle was made by Atari Bigby. Brown makes his 3rd grab. Gets the pass away. Looks like he had it, but it's knocked loose. Fourth down now after that incomplete pass. The offense wasn't able to get on track during that last series.
Now that series just never seemed to get off the ground. Nothing they tried there seemed to work.
Brought down at the 28-yard line.
The Browns are in a dangerous territory right now. This one's gotten a little out of hand, but a touchdown on this series, maybe your defense gets a little momentum going.
Passes it out. Vaughn, interception. The Ravens get their second interception of the game. Short throw to the right. He's hammered in the backfield. Johnson makes his third grab. Passes the ball, and he's out of bounds, incomplete.
And that would have been a spectacular catch if he'd been able to come up with that one, just thrown a little bit too far outside.
Here we go.
Throws it short, and he caught him. The stop was made by Jenkins.
The Browns have really impressed me today in their coverage, at least when it comes to shutting down this guy who can destroy any defense on any given day. If I'm not mistaken, that's his first catch of the day. Anytime you give up that quick pressure like that, very seldom are those passes completed.
Let's go, baby. Turn it up.
Gets the pass away. He does a good job to hang on to the ball. The defense was coming with a heat on that play.
But you never know it if you were watching the quarterback. He stood in there strong, completely relaxed, and made that defense pay that time.
Passes to the end zone. Deflected and broken up. And they can't complete the first down pass attempt. Second down coming up. To the end zone. Wilson has 6. Wait, the officials will huddle. Yes, it's going to be 6 points. Matt Ryan throws touchdown pass number 10 of the season. Point after is good. Here's your sprint drive summary. From his own goal line. They get him at the 31.
The Browns have had a long day so far, and if they don't make something happen on this series, well, you're going to see these players getting more and more frustrated.
Williams on the handoff. Williams comes away with 5 yards on the carry. Second down and 5 to go. Ball on their own 35.
Keep your head, baby. Keep your head down.
He throws left. Out of bounds, incomplete.
Not a perfectly timed throw that time. Held on to it just a little too long and led the receiver out of bounds.
Let's go, baby. Here we go.
He's sacked. Tyson Jackson makes his first sack of the year. It's 4th down. The Browns line up to punt. Runs over tackler. The Ravens will look to build momentum by getting another touchdown on this series.
Toe 7, baby. Toe 7.
Up the middle with a fullback. Pico makes the tackle. That'll be a 7-yard pickup. That brings up second down.
Let's go, baby. Come on, let's go. Tired of running? Hey, let's rock and roll, Black 35. Black 35.
Throws it. Tipped away. Derek Johnson had the coverage on the play. The offense needs about 3 yards to get the first here on 3rd down. Short pass to his left.
And he went way up to snag that one. That was a pretty catch.
Brown gets the carry. He fights forward to about the 46 before he's hit and dropped. And we might start to see some backups come in as they have this one well in hand. Our score, the Ravens 38, the Browns 10. The Ravens will probably run the ball as they start this final quarter with possession and an insurmountable lead. Ryan hands it off straight ahead. James Laurinaitis makes his 5th stop of the game on that play. Passes to his left. Is there for the catch. They're stopped for a big loss.
The offense just looked completely out of sync on that play. You know that the coaching staff is going to have to take a long, hard look at that one to determine if that play should ever make it back in the playbook again.
From the 15, he's tackled at the 22-yard line. The offense takes the field, hoping to put something together after their last drive ended in a 3-and-out. Williams gets it on the inside. Passing in this situation seems like it would have been a better idea.
Passing in every situation seems to me like it would be a better idea, but when you have the clock working against you like this, it's time to put it up.
It's tipped and intercepted to the 10. Touchdown, Ravens.
We got to stop moving.
Another pick, and that makes his 3rd of the game.
There just aren't many games in the NFL that you win when you throw 3 interceptions. Coaches just preach it all day. We can't give away the game, and that's what's happening here.
From his own goal line. Brought down at the 26-yard line. They'll start at the 26-yard line.
Let's go. It's game time. Do what we do. Do what we do.
Williams on the inside handoff. They need to do a better job of managing the clock here.
Yeah, I guess they're thinking we don't want to completely abandon the running game at this point, but at some point you have to start putting a few points on that scoreboard.
Incomplete pass. D'Angelo Williams was his intended target.
Here to make the play.
Makes the short throw. Drops the easy hit. And the pass was knocked away at the last minute.
I don't know if that's the guy I want to pick on 3rd down when you have to have a conversion. He is tough.
Dropped at the 33. The Ravens will start this drive at the 33-yard line.
Ready. Let's go.
Throws the deep pass.
Well, you can't just stare down one receiver on a play like that. The defense is going to be all over it. He was lucky he didn't get picked off there.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback.
Very effective call that time by the defensive coordinator, bringing the outside linebacker a terrific way to give your defense some help in stopping the run.
Here we go. Here we go. Go.
Here's the throw.
The Browns were flying to the ball on that series. There's no way they were going to let them get a first down.
Hit and drop at the 22-yard line. Their last drive ended with a 3-and-out.
This thing started, baby. We got to be big time now.
Looked like someone got called holding. Here's the official call. First and long now after the penalty. Throws it out. Defender tips it away. Second down coming up after the incomplete pass.
We play smash mouth football here, baby.
Passes it. Makes the catch. Pond is there on the tackle. 5 catches for him now.
Baby. Blue 15. Blue 15.
Here's the pass. Tips pass. James Butler was defending on the play. So, it's 4th down. The Browns are lining up to punt it away.
Exhibits and display. The field house is located just inside each seat at the goal line.
He's tackled at the 34. The offense takes the field, and we'll see if they can put something together after their last drive ended with a 3-and-out. Ground on the run.
Well, those defenders get paid too, and every once in a while they win the battle. Clearly that time they were all over this offensive line.
Here's the give. Tackle was made by Pico. Pico is playing with some intensity out there. He's been in on 5 tackles so far. Ground fumble. Fight for the loose ball. Who's got it? Young gets his hand on it and scoops it up. The Ravens are going to hold on to it.
Huge effort to maintain possession of the ball. When you're mixing it up at the bottom of one of those piles of big bodies and clawing and scratching, it's tough.
Hit and drop behind the line.
Yeah, great defense at the point of attack, but also very impressive, the pursuit to the ball. They were all coming there.
Stiff arms, and he's brought down. It's the tailback.
So many times it's up to that backside blocker to get his guy on the ground, and it sounds ugly, but typically those guys are chopping at their knees and trying to knock them off their feet, so there's some cutback lanes.
5 yards, and so it'll be 3rd down. And this is the 8th play of the drive. They'll give it off here. The stop was made by James Laurinaitis.
Great play by the defense. You always hear coaches talking about whoever gets lower. Get your pad level lower than the offensive lineman. That time this defensive line did exactly that.
From his own goal line. At the 30, they get him at the 36-yard line. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive.
Come on now, y'all. Come on, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Throws it. Cox picks it off. Tackle was made by Dwayne Bowe. And that now makes 4 picks he's thrown.
Ouch. We have some quarterbacks in the league that'll go a month without throwing 4 interceptions. Some will go half a season. Today, this has been embarrassing.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. Brown gets about a yard on the play.
Black 35. Black 35.
Delayed handoff. Turner is there on the tackle. 3 yards there.
As a quarterback, you really want to make that pre-snap read, and it's kind of hard to not see the middle linebacker who came on the blitz that time. And sometimes you just need to get out of a play like that.
James Laurinaitis makes the tackle. Laurinaitis records his 8th tackle. And watch out, they're going to bring the heat right here. The ball will go into the end zone for a touchback. They'll take over at the 20. Gets the ball away. Deflected and broken up. William Moore had the coverage on the play. Dumps it out right.
Well, he didn't pick up the first down that time, but you drop back, you make a good throw like that. Now you're in position to try and pick up this first down.
The pass is away. Cox is there on the tackle. Poe finally gets into the action, making his first reception of the game. Gets the pass off. Carlos Rogers makes the tackle. That'll do it from Cleveland. We have highlights next, so stay there.